National Affairs editor is also joining us. Rahul, look at the perception right there. Whether or not there has been a failure or success of jobs, safety, security for kids, hospitalizations, education, development agenda, whether the TRS has succeeded or failed is not seemingly the perception that the Bharatiya Janata Party has created as a debate around that. The debate around is always looking like it is a push for Hindutva, and is that the perception that you're picking up as well from the Bharatiya Janata Party?
No, Chaiti, on the ground, the BJP, it seems, has realized that just Hindutva will not work in Telangana, primarily because there are certain pockets in Telangana which have a discourse bordering around that Hindu-Muslim divide. But it is not all over Telangana, and that is why the BJP is now focusing on various segments. Say, for example, the OBCs form 56%. There are dominant castes from which what the BJP has done, appointed the state president from that community. The BJP OBC Morcha chief is from that community. The BJP is also trying to woo the non-dominant communities and castes. Say, for example, there is a large number of Punjabis, Assamese and others who are settled in Telangana. The BJP is wooing that. What I was telling you earlier, to 119 constituencies, 119 leaders have been dispatched. Now, these leaders have spent 48 hours. They will collect information on what the drawbacks of the TRS government is, what schemes of the BJP are popular, how the BJP can strengthen the blocks. This report will be brought to this national executive. Feedback will be given to the leaders. So there is a wider strategy emerging. Also, what the BJP is trying to do, it's trying to create that leadership which can, at the pan-Telangana level, challenge Mr. KCR. But the BJP knows that the challenge is uphill. The last two elections in terms of the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation elections and the Lok Sabha elections have indicated that the BJP can be the good number 2. So the idea first is to use all these attempts, Hindutva and also Prime Minister Narendra Modi's image, to become a good number 2 and become a strong challenger to Mr. KCR. Also, the idea is to feed on the weakness in the TRS, that it is being seen as a 3-member party. There is a coterie, Mr. KCR, his son and his daughter. They seem to be the gateways to decision making. The BJP is trying to work on that. That's why the main theme of this meeting is going to be dynastic
And that's
politics.
going to be rather advantageous for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Krishna Sagar Rao, the Bharatiya Janata Party leader, is also with us. Krishna Sagar Rao, yes, the Bharatiya Janata Party never looks like a dynastic party. And that is something that your electorate, I'm sure, will appreciate as well. I just want to ask you the concrete plan as far as development agenda is concerned for Telangana at this point.
See, as I told you earlier, we are not in an election campaign where we can outline the entire manifesto here. But I can certainly tell you, when you have seen the pattern of election in Telangana, in GHMC area, you can even say that you can allege what you are alleging. But the 2 rural seats in bypolls when we have won, where there is nothing of what you're talking about in terms of community divide, why did the voters vote for us? So it is an insult to voters when we keep talking about the peripheral subject being the choice of the voter. How will the Hyderabadi voters choose or Telangana voters choose us just because we say we have Bhagyalakshmi temple visits by our leaders and we are going to change the name of the capital? Will that even work? Does it sound any reasonable? So it is an insult to the intellect of the voter when they elect time and again Bharatiya Janata Party. They are electing because we have a great leadership at the center. We have Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivering what he has promised more than once. Now this is the second term. And we have local leadership which are connected to the masses. And we are promising, as you asked me, what is the actual construct? The construct of our agenda is giving good governance through democratic means, through having an independent, ministerial functions, through access to common people to address their problems at the village level, at the hamlet level, and to ensure the weak are provided welfare and the youth are empowered and the women are empowered and the entire state is distributed, the productivity and the wealth of the state is quadrupled and distributed in terms of good governance is all about reduction of the distribution differences.
So this
And
is
that's
your
what we are trying to
development
accomplish in
plan,
Madhya
and I get your
Pradesh.
point,
We are
Precious
trying to
Sagar Rao.
accomplish
This is
that,
your
and we have
development plan. I will
succeeded
let
big time in
Khalikur Rahman
Gujarat.
also respond in
And
about a bit,
we are
but
keen to do that.
bringing in Rahul Shrivastava here. Rahul, in 2020 itself, Yogi Adityanath has gone ahead and said that, you know, when he was in Telangana, he said he wants to turn Hyderabad into Bhagyanagar. How do the people respond to statements like that, and what do they feel about this name change as well? What is their sentiment?
You see, that is the heart of the BJP, heart and core of the BJP's political agenda. It is realizing that Hindutva works. Say, for example, in Maharashtra this time around, the divide was not for grabbing power. The visible fault line was over Hindutva, with Eknath Shinde asking Uddhav Thackeray to return back to the Hindutva fold with the BJP. The BJP has become the dominant force for Hindutva in Maharashtra now. Against, at one time it was Shiv Sena. The BJP is attempting that here also. The development agenda, Prime Minister Modi's image, the OBC wooing, the Dalit reach out, all that will be there. The leaders, for example, yesterday, day before, spent nights at the homes of SC Morcha workers. That's also an attempt by the BJP. But always at the core will remain Hindutva. Also, the idea is to create a battle between AIMIM and the BJP on these very issues.